Yeah, there will be every three there will be a deposit. So there's one right there that's going to be a first deposit, three more, then the next deposit. In between those deposits, you want to lighten the lantern. Yeah, it looks exactly like that. Sometimes there are random positions, but majority of the time it is every three. Oh yeah, if you die with the chalice, if no one picks it up, it goes back to the original area that you just last time you deposited. Yeah, so the previous deposit you just did, if you die with it and no one picks it up, it will go to the previous location you just deposited. So what's your guys' what are you having trouble with? Locations wise, knowing when to lantern. So when you pick up the chest, there's going to be a bar above your super that indicates when it's full. Someone's going to pick it up that does not have the debuff timer. You're going to pick it up. Now you became aligned. Your job is to light the lanterns to increase the timer. If you have about 58 seconds every single time you deposit or a lantern. So you want to increase that time every single time till you get to the very top. There will be a last deposit at the very top, and that will unlock the last three and the plate. And to activate the plate, you must be aligned. You want to align the lanterns while you're trying to go to the deposits, because that will give you enough time to find the deposits as well. And it just DC'd. Yeah, those two left. Go ahead and set up a new fireteam finder so we can find two more. Yeah, that's why I do spawn and thralls to make this easier for you guys to actually find the deposits and actually take your time without rushing too hard. Yeah, Eager Edge is recommended for this area. You don't technically have to use it, but it is recommended. Yeah, because if you're running far too behind, you're not going to be able to pick up the next person, so Eager Edge will allow you to get that boost to get to the next person. You can also use, if you're a Warlock, you can use Aposthesis, the helmet. Activating the super, which is your strand super, will allow you to have 5 grapples, and you can use those 5 grapples to get speed. No, so when someone grabs it when somebody's grabbing it off of you, you're automatically gonna have a 48 second timer. Yeah. Oh no, there's only one debuff, so you're good. Oh nope, she left. But to understand the mechanic, all you have to do is stay together as a group, and all you have to do is physically wait until the bar is fully full. Once the bar, you have 10 seconds for somebody to grab it from you. Someone's going to pick it off of you. Now you're going to be aligned. You will see on the bottom corner above your super, it will say aligned. Once you're aligned, you can lantern one of the lanterns, and that will increase the timer you have altogether. And you're going to keep doing that till you get to the top. Yeah. Yeah. No. You can technically use a roaming super, like for example, spectral blades. You can use that for speed, but at the same time, once it runs out, you're back at times 10. Yeah, you can same thing with Thunder Crash. You can use Thunder Crash to get to the next area. You can also use Apostasis and Strand Warlock with grapple grenades. You can also use that, where that will give you 5 grapplings within about 10 seconds. You can use those grapplings to get faster speed. As a hunter, you can also use the um, arc staffs as well. Yeah, you can use those to help you with the speed. But once they run out, you're back at times 10 unless you stand next to a lantern that's been lit. You have roughly about 15 seconds before it starts to turn orange. You can get that down to 0 and then immediately start running. Because if you're too close to the lantern and it turns red, it's going to explode and you would die instantly. So the best way to do it is get to where low as you can so you can use your speed and just constantly just use your eager edge, your strand abilities to get higher speed. You all want to move as a group, but at the same time you also want to use it as speed as well. Like if you go too slow, you're not going to make it within the time zone. So you want to keep at a steady pace with everyone to make sure everyone's in a group, and that will allow you to pass the chalice and light the lanterns, be able to have your debuff go off at the same time to allow you to pick up the next chalice, and you guys are going to take turns taking the chalice and lighting platinums, depositing, and you're just going to keep going forward until you reach the top to the plate. And then once you're to the plate, you're going to light the plate, and then the timer disappears. And that's pretty much the entire abyss encounter. It's all about staying in a group. Yeah. So when somebody deposits, that person that just deposited, no matter if they're full or just immediately deposited, will automatically have a 48-second timer until they can pick it back up. So when you deposit, that's going to unlock the next 3. You must deposit. It is required, or you will not unlock the next lanterns, which means you're not going to unlock the play at the end. So those deposits are extremely important. The more you deposit, the more lanterns you unlock. The more lanterns you unlock, the faster it is to get to the end. Yeah, it's doing normal is so much easier than doing master, but at the same time, doing master challenges also counts as master and normal challenges. You count 2 challenges in one encounter instead of having to do normal and master. So the challenge is to only lighten one lantern per deposit. So let's say, for example, you just deposited and you just now you picked it up. You can only enlighten one lantern between deposit you just deposited to the next one. So if yeah, so you can only light the one lantern. Yes. So you can only align one lantern per each deposit. So if there's three lanterns and the next one after the third one, you can only lantern one of those. Yes. Yeah, so it's always three. It's 2 to 3 at all times. It is completely random between the 2 and the 3 where the deposit is going to be. It could be after 3 or it can be after 2. So it's completely random. Majority of the time, it's always after 3. When it's after 3, there's always going to be a deposit on the far right at the very top of the hill. Yeah. Yeah, so when you reach the very top, where you're going towards the plat, once you get to the very top, there is always like a 50-50 chance of that lantern, well, that deposit is going to be right at the very corner of that top of the hill. And if it's not there, it's going to be on the far right corner, on the right next to the lantern on the far right corner. Once you have unlocked that, you can just pick it up, go straight to the platform, enhance the plate, and you're good. The timer will disappear, and you're completely good. Yeah. It becomes way easier. Yeah, once you're up top to the very top, you just need to deposit one more. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's the easy part. As long as you're staying in this group, one can be depositing while five is killing ads, so you can have someone pick it up, and then you move as a group to the plate as you're taken away. Yeah, the person that's just grabbed it and now have a debuff is always the one that can be able to come back and revive somebody if someone died back. So by the time they come back and catch up with the team, their timer's already gone and they're able to pick up again. So it's always best for the person that has a debuff timer to go back to revive. Yeah. Yeah, it makes it way much easier. Yeah, that's why I despawn the thralls, because there is infant sprawls, and they will constantly spawn in through the entire counter. So the way I do it, I spawn up, I thunder crash all the way to the top, kill the knight, get to the plate, and just sit there until the ads come to me. And now the only ads will come to you will be the yellow barred thralls. And since the knight is dead, you don't have to worry about the knight. It's just the yellow barred thralls, and they come maybe one every 5 holes. So you have plenty of time to kill it, and you don't really have to worry about any other ads until you get to the top. I'm probably going to help to see if I can teach other people, but if you